Hey folks, how is it going? I hope that you are all having a good evening this Sunday. Um, Welcome to the stream. You know what time it is. We're gonna be playing some Death and Taxes, and this stream is a little bit special because it's the last one before Eternal Weekends. I'm not gonna be streaming that Thursday because I'm gonna be in Pittsburgh. I'm not gonna be streaming from there. Um, so yeah, this is gonna be our last foray with this list. Um, and we'll just we're just gonna keep the vibes running good. For anybody who is going to Eternal Weekends, I wish you all luck. I hope I get to see all y'all there. Um, and if you are playing Death and Taxes at Eternal Weekends and this is your first time at the stream, I have good news. You can type !guide to get a link to my guide on Patreon for this deck, this exact list, and a sideboard guide for it. Um, so yeah. Hey Toast, you're here a little bit early. Yeah, I am excited. There's so many people. I'm excited to finally meet in person after talking with you all online for so long. Yeah, I'll be driving over Thursday afternoon. It's got like a 4.5 hour drive ahead of me. I am excited to meet you, Toast. I'm excited to meet all y'all. There were like so many maybes with meeting a lot of people this year that just didn't work out for us, and then now we finally get to meet. Sadly, there are some people who will not be there, but we're going to get to meet a ton of you in just 4 days. So you're going to get to meet Jarvis. Yeah, you've never talked to Jarvis in person before. A ton of you. Definitely did not literally see him today. Yeah, that's very believable. Hey, where's my opponent? Where's my opponent? We'll see if that convinces Moto. Coin flip the day of? I mean, no, I wouldn't do that. But I don't know. The heart wants what the heart wants. Yeah, I mean, if you like casting Blood Moon and Vintage, then it'll be good playing Blood Moon in Legacy too. But you know, this hand works. One thing I'm really excited to do is show up knowing basically exactly what I'm going to be playing, and still I am going to choose to write out a paper deck list instead of typing one out, because typing it out just doesn't do it for me. It just feels wrong not to write my deck list in pen. I know. Oh no, I know I can. It's just I don't like doing it. Don't hit a creature, please. Okay, cool. They hit a spell pierce. I just want to try to Bowmasters the DRC. That would be a big win. They don't shuffle off of the Ponder. Interesting. I think I still... Do I still Bowmasters here? Yeah, I think I do. Oh, beautiful. Love to see that. I think it was important to try to use the Bowmasters there, even if they do have a daze, which would kind of suck. Like, it's the one answer that only works this turn. Okay. That's actually good for me because it means that this mom is likely to live. Wow, that is ruthless. Ugh, another one? Get out of here. They've already used 2 wastelands. Yeah, I'm gonna get a scrubland here. I'm gonna just put Yorin in my hand and we'll pass. We might end up having to swords this army, but I just want to use my mana a little bit more efficiently here. Hopefully they play like a DRC or a Delver, and then I get to like Skyclave that and have a blocker. Happy to trade. Cool. Ooh, Stoneforge. That's a good one. I'll take that. This is gonna work out pretty well for me, I think. So we already have a Batterskull, which is really nice. I'm gonna get a Jite with this, and then we're gonna pass. I'll probably swords the Delver, but only if it flips. Cool. Yeah, it is funny that Dredge is like Dredge is like basically bazaars and then pennies, right? More or less. This feels a little bad, but I am going to swords this because this is going to be a really good turn to just cast Jite and maybe destroy them here. Yeah, okay. I probably have to double block, which is fine by me. We are a little bit weak to Murktide here since we used that swords. It's definitely like the biggest problem with doing that, but it looks like we're not at least not getting Murktide at this turn, which means we have the chance to cast a Batter Skull, which would be pretty cool. Please waste the Caracas. Nice. Hmm. With 3 of their wastelands down, this is kind of a tempting turn to just play Skyclave as a 2/2 since it can't get dazed, and then waste them off of red mana. They are Brainstorm locked. Yeah, I kind of like this. So they got to save their volcanic island. I am not gonna waste the underground sea. I think the volcanic island is really the reward I'm looking for here. Like black is only casting Bowmasters. They've already cast 2 of them, and here's the Murktide. Okay. Maybe the problem of Murktide was a good enough reason to still waste the sea. So, what's the best thing to do here? We can gain 2 to not die to the Murktide. But that just... That does kind of just die to Bolt. I think this is probably where we want to waste the Volk to take them off of red mana, so they have to have exactly... They have to have exactly red source Bolt to kill us next turn, and we get to basically... The idea is we play Caracas here, cast the Batter Skull, waste the Volcanic, and then we are going to have a Batter Skull with the Jite on it next turn, which is going to be pretty hard to beat. It does the first turn, and then after that you just pump it. Like right now. Okay, sure. Yeah, because the first turn here, yes, because we're gonna go up to 6 and then have to use both counters to gain life again. Um, Once I guess changes won't be able to cast as Yorion is the important difference. Um, I wonder if we were actually supposed to move the Jite over to the Skyclave. We can do that now, and what that actually means is that we can spend 5 mana putting the Germ onto the Skyclave, and then from there, yeah, that works. And then we move the Batterskull Skull over next turn, and then we are no longer treading water. Other than the fact that we're also killing them, obviously, but... Hey, I mean, you did win a duel with... Or was it a duel? You won something with D&T like a month ago, right? I don't know, deck's good. I'm just going to gain 4 right now so that there's no possible timing where they get to like bolt us before we've gained the life. Is this another Brazen Borrower? They have 2 Borrowers in their deck? Oof. That's a little brutal. So... 2 Borrowers in Grixis is not very common. So... Ooh. 7. So, yeah, we can't cast the Thoughtseize, that's for sure. So I guess we have to go down to 3 here. Play Yorion with Caracas to bounce it. I guess, do we have to play Caracas to bounce it? Maybe not. I'm thinking that we can't afford to play around Bolt anymore. Yeah, Yorion equipped Jite does threaten lethal. It's definitely possible. It's kind of likely there's a Bolt that's kind of rotting in their hand right now, though, which gives me some worry. I'm not sure that we have to. I'm not sure that we have to threaten lethal here versus just getting back to a similar situation we were in the turn before. I think I'm just gonna continue not losing to Bolt. Just like when they've gone through half their... Oh god, this is another Murktide. Okay. Flicker Wisp, please. Flicker Wisp would be really nice. That also works. I guess it didn't really have to be as complicated as Flicker Wisp, huh? Can we afford to cast this Thoughtseize here? I guess once we've attacked and gained the life, probably, yeah. Because I just really don't want this Swords to get Force of Willed is the big problem. But we're certainly happy with the trade if they take it. Yeah, that's definitely a deal. Yeah, so I think this Thoughtseize is safe because even it wasn't safe for a while because they could have had Bolt to kill us, but now that won't matter because we're just going to Swords the Murktide, and then we're going to Vial in the Skyclave end of turn to keep gaining life. So yeah, I think this Thoughtseize is safe and correct. Got it. I'll take the Bowmasters then. And then we Swords the Murktide, and then we pass. Hey Mir, how's it going? Perfect. Now I know everything. And we have now won the game. There's basically no way they get out of anything here. Gonna fetch now because it's safe to do so. I'm gonna spend all my mana putting all my equipment on Skyclave. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Equipment is literally my favorite card type. Not gonna lie. Whew. Alright, navigating this one was pretty tricky, but we got there. There we go. There's the concession. The second borrower in their deck really threw a wrench in our plans, but with a little bit extra legwork, we got there eventually. Boom. Yeah, the worst part about equipment is they just like the first two blocks made such unbelievably broken equipment that they've been afraid to make good ones ever since. Obviously, there are a few standouts. You know, we have multiple of them in our deck, but like they sure but admitting we're hotter, yeah. I love that. But yeah, anyway, I just wish they didn't go so far off the deep end the first time they made equipment that we had to deal with horrible ones for so long. We're gonna mulligan this hand. Yes, just off the merits of Rest in Peace mostly. Yeah, I feel that too. Um, like it is sort of a bummer that most equipment are only good because they are in Stoneforge decks, not because they are cards that you want to play. Like I feel like the last time I can even think of a card that wasn't like that was like Embercleave in Standard. And yeah, Evercleave, yeah, that's right, because it was basically a permanent pump spell. It wasn't really an equipment. Yeah. Yeah. We've got a plan here. We're gonna swords this Delver. Hope that they tap out. If they tap out, it would be pretty sick, and then we just Vile and Thalia slam the Rest in Peace. Perfect. And now I even have these wisps to do some gross things and block some Delvers, and it's gonna be good. And their Delver doesn't even flip. Embarrassing. Yeah, they made so many cool equipment in Lord of the Rings, and they were all bad. How did that happen? Now I think I care. Do I want to get them off of black or red mana? I guess, well, they didn't. That's two land drops they've missed. Yeah, I'm just taking them off of. Yeah, I'm taking them off both. Actually. Keeping this vial on 3. This Skyclave may be a 3 mana 2/2 once again. We'll see. Volcanic Islands, interesting. Um, Bolting it? Yeah, you're damn right you're bolting it. Alright, this is where we play nice and patiently because this is 1 damage every turn and we have plenty of time to find something better to do. What is this? Petty theft. Cool. I'm just going to bounce it so that the petty theft gets countered, and they do not, in fact, get a brazen borrower out of it. Oh, is Taste a fake Gamer Boy too? There's so many of us. Anyway, this is why I have Rest in Peace in my deck, because sometimes you just play it against a tempo deck and then their entire deck just kind of explodes. I'm pretty sure I called you Toast. I might have like mumbled it a bit and that's why it sounded like Taste, but I do not believe I called you Taste. If I did, I'm sorry. That's a weird thing to call you. Yeah, I'm just gonna blocking anything. The less damage I take, the more unlosable this game is. So, oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, real life steamer. All right, there we go. Now they're giving up. All right, good dismantling of Grixis Delver. It's a matchup where we should win. So. Yes. Always hotness. License to Pill. Interesting name. Are they a doctor? Are they a pharmacist? I hope they're a pharmacist. There we go. This hand's a little awkward. It's a pretty decent 6, honestly. This Batterskull is kind of a dead card, but the rest of the hand is pretty solid. And my opponent is mulling to 6. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. So Delver again. Obviously, Volcanic Island could be a lot of things, but not fetch into Volcanic Islands definitely smells like Delver. Minor misstep. I haven't seen that in a while. I have no idea. I have never heard of the name. I have never played against them. All I know is that they are brainstorm locked. Gotta love all these good fetches. Force slip out the back. Put a counter on a creature, it phases out? Interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, I'll assume that it's Dreadnought. Interesting. Interesting. So Dreadnought makes me want Aloran. Also makes me want Kaldra. Am I just cutting all of the Thalias? I guess I don't know. I haven't played against like Stiflenaught in like a million years. So I have like no idea what to expect out of their lists. Um, I guess probably just go with more answers over the tax effects like normal against, you know, vaguely aggressive decks. Thalia is nice because it means that like, you know, stifles and things like that. Like it just takes a long turn, it takes extra turns for them to like get to the point where they can like stifle their dreadnought or whatever, but I think that plan is better on the play than it is on the draw. This is slow, but all of these cards are good, so I'm going to try keeping it. Never didn't have it. Okay, sure. That's fine. Did not really need this vial. I'm glad you spent the mana and the card on the Null Rod. Always 80 cards, by the way. That's a good point. I'll keep that in mind. So I definitely should have fetched with this Mesa when I played it. Yeah, that makes sense. We're fine right now, but now I'll probably wait a bit to see if they tap out. Looks like they're not going to. Okay, there is Dragon's Rage Channeler. They do have actual cards in their deck. I'll take one more draw step, and then I might try to crack these fetches. Yeah. Is this going to be a dress down? Yeah. I'll go ahead and fetch again. Maybe probably should have fetched in response to the dress down. But I'm not super worried if this gets stifled, so I think I'm happy with them spending the card and the mana on it again, if that's what they want to do. Are they stifling the dress down trigger? They are... Oh, they're brainstorming. Okay, sure. Why didn't... They should have waited, right? I guess... No, because I guess it's more important that they keep the dress down and play it for a potential Bowmasters than it is for them to... I guess I probably should have swords this already. Although, importantly, if I had a Bowmasters, I would have already cast it there, right? So, I think... I think they probably wanted the Surveil more, is kind of where I'm leaning. Keeping that on 3 for now. Okay, I'm just going to draw all the removal. I mean, I'm not upset by that. I am... Yeah, I'm going to Legions to Ashes on the Null Rod. Unlocking the Aether Vial, I think, is good here because it means that... it means that these Solitudes are going to end up being a lot better. I have Instant Speed Wisp now to still like use the Lauren on something. I think having this Aether Vial unlocked is worth spending that card. This is an end step, probably, I assume. So this gives me the opportunity to wisp my Lauren now, and then if they're end step dress downing into Dreadnoughts, then Lauren just comes back and kills a Dreadnought. Oh no, because it'll come back. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, Abnap. Yep. It might actually be better anyway to wait to use the vial in this end step. There's one Dreadnought. Ponder. Although I guess just flickering the dreadnought is the same thing, but with fewer steps. So yeah. It's basically the exact same thing, except it doesn't lose to a removal spell on the Lauren. That's it. Yeah, they're going to stifle. If they have a stifle, it's going to get something regardless. They can pick the way that stifle beats it, like four different ways. But that at least beats a removal spell. Man, would you cut that out? I was hoping to get a Cauldron here. I probably have to evoke now, but I can at least, let me double check. Do I have Sash in my deck still? I do have Sash in my deck still. So I can Stoneforge here to get a Sash. I can pitch that, and then the Stoneforge is in play for a potential Yorion next turn. Or maybe not next turn, but down the line, if nothing else. And if they have a Force or a Stifle or something here, then we can take the 12. We'll be sad about it, but... So this comes back on their turn. Yes, I guess we were probably supposed... Maybe we were supposed to... I don't know. They had a lot of mana tapped out. It would be nicer if this was phased out right now, but also they could have just like hard cast a Force if we waited, so I'm not sure. We do have to be careful of Yorion because of Stifle. So they've only used one. Yeah, they've used one Dress Down, one Stifle. All right, we are taking 13. We're going to 5. A white card here would be great. Wasteland is not a white card. Although Lauren could draw us into a white card potentially. So I think here we might want to waste a Volcanic just to put them down some amount of mana. Put Yorion into our hands. Attack with stuff probably. Second main, activate Vial. If they have a Dress Down, then 13. If they have Dress Down or Stifle for the Yorion trigger, then our entire board just barely makes us not die to the Dreadnought. We'll be at actual 1. And then we have the Solitude to follow up with. Oh, right, they said, yeah, never mind. So we don't beat Stifle, specifically Stifle, no matter what. We can beat a Dress Down, though. I don't see a line where we beat Stifle any in any situation. So we can't go to end step and Vile because then we Vile out our board and they just attack us with a 13/13. So we have to Vile in our second main. Oh, just Vile and Solitude. Okay. Yeah, I guess that does make the most sense. Oh yeah, I guess upkeep was probably better than end step. It's pretty close, but okay, they had a stifle. We were losing no matter what. So I think I am more into Thalias and kind of off of Bowmasters. That's kind of where my head is at right now. Bowmaster sort of kills them, but like we keep having to fight through so much interaction that like Thalia feels pretty good here. Um, yeah, it might. The math might work out that we're more likely to draw a good card than they are. It does feel pretty risky though. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you do it with main, if you do main phase, um, then if you do it main phase, then you are making yourself worse against dress down. So does that even work out better? I yes, I should have drawn the last card with Lauren. The oh, this hand is great. Um, if Lauren finds white card with Nevi Stephly, we evoke file and you are on second main phase. You get a second solitude. I think that all makes sense if we don't find the white card, though. I don't know. It's hard to do the math there to know whether that's actually more likely to draw a good card for us than for them. Um, maybe it was worth it in that spot. I'm not sure. I think we just take the Dreadnought here. This hand doesn't like do anything. Yeah. If they only had one brainstorm, I would take one of them. I don't think taking one when they have two is worth it. Oh, because of slip out the back. Okay, yeah, you got me there. Yeah, like I said, I have not played against Stifle Knot in like literally 2 years, but so I'm catching up. Their hand is pretty bad against Thalia, so I feel like they're probably gonna like force pitch Fluster here or something like that. Force pitch a Brainstorm. Okay, that also works. Yeah, the Fluster is pretty odd. Oh, there's more than that. It's yeah. Well, it's Thoughtseize Swords battled by. There's 11. Thoughtseize Swords battled by water. Legion stashes. All right, we're getting a Cauldre here. Cauldre is pretty good against Dreadnought. Rude. I feel like this Fluster Storm's probably gone. I'm just going to get rid of it. We're not losing at the very least. I can say that much. Our opponent is definitely not winning so far. Yeah, we'll just play lands, whatever. I don't really want to play any of these because they're all Dreadnought answers. Rude. I guess I don't mind just playing Yorion as an attacker here if their hand is this clunky. I already had 2 of my scrub lands wasted, jeez. Yeah. Nice. Good null rod? Question mark. I'm going to cast the Wisp here because it's is enough to make this a 2-turn clock. I'm going to Vial my Yorion for fun, get my Wisp back out of here to potentially do something annoying to anything they do. That's a fair point. I don't know that we're that upset by that. Maybe it's not worth it, but like if they're using a Stifle when they're kind of like this low on cards to get rid of one of my threats, like I think I can live with that. we got there. It's a good thing to point out. I definitely wasn't thinking about it at all. Um, but I think it's I think those cards are only dead if they those cards are only dead if they're like losing anyway. Is kind of the way I'm going to look at it in that specific scenario. Interesting hands, particularly on the draw. Um, hmm. Opponent's mulling to 6. This hand is pretty clunky. Does have a... Okay, Jackson, one second. Alright, I'm back. His hand's clunky, but it has Solitudes, it has lands to cast basically anything we draw, and an Aether Vial against the mull to 6. I think this is fine. Oh, well, this is a banger Lauren matchup, so... Alright, cool. I mostly just didn't want them to play... okay. I definitely didn't want them to play a Saga there. I don't love them getting to play a Fable, but I can live with it at least. Okay, Jax. Alright. Discard a Mountain Great Furnace. Okay. And played a Mountain. Got it. All manageable so far. I would like to draw a 2-drop. There are... I live in an apartment, and I have an 18-month-old daughter, so doggy doors are not an option, unfortunately. Let's see, what does this welder do? Not that much. Yeah, why can they weld at Argite? It's very rude. Um, I'm just gonna get this Fable out of here. They're only on one card, so not super worried. And the Welder doesn't do anything for them right now, which is important. Strass Daddy, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. How'd you do in your games? Interesting that they didn't attack with Painter. What is this? Okay, Goblin Engineer. So I have to... Do I have to do anything here, actually? They can put Grindstone into the yard. They can exchange the Grindstone with Treasure Token, but they don't actually have the mana to activate it. So that gives me the... I guess maybe I'm supposed to just Solitude it now, because if they go... they could go for whatever the portal is. This also... If I do this now, it also means that I can Jite next turn, which is probably going to be important. So I think I am probably supposed to just weld them now. Or Solitude the welder now. And then this Engineer could be a problem next turn, but we have the Jite for it. If they choose to weld out Jite for Vile, then we can like buy Yorion to Solitude the Engineer. It's called Portal to Phyrexia. Yes. This one, this card right here. Oh, it's 9 mana. We're both wrong. Okay, Jax. So this Thalia here that we don't care about might give us some options. All right. How does that switch keep getting flicked? I don't know. Sorry about that. Okay, what am I doing here? So I can put Jite on Lauren. Either creature can block it fine. If I... this is really tough. If I'm solituding something, it's the Painter Servant because it's at least 3 toughness. If I attack with Lauren with GT on it, then at least the Engineer. Then the Engineer can trade with it, but we have the 2 counters. We can kill the Shaman if we need to. We have control of any future Welders or Engineers. Yeah, because the problem is just equip attack is the Painter Servant blocks it. We can like -1 to kill it, but then we have to use the Solitude on the Engineer anyway, and we just have 1 fewer GT counter for not really any gain. So I think here we Solitude the Servant, the Painter Servant. We equip and attack. No, they have a bolt. Okay. Well, that's worse. They still don't have a payoff here, really. They can put the Grindstone into play if they want to, but it won't matter until they find another Painter Servant. Well, that's a way to find another Painter Servant, I guess. There might have been a way to use our Solitudes better here that wouldn't put us in such a bad position, but I'm not sure. Welder into Engineer is a pretty tough combo to win through sometimes. Fable is definitely a magic card. They discard Red Blast, that makes sense. Sure. Alright, I'm at 1. What do you got for me? Stop. Leave me alone. Okay, I think we're dead here. I think we needed to draw like a Thali on that turn, would have been pretty good. Yeah, we're just dead. Okay. Second Lauren is very, very good here. Legion's Dashes is decent. Containment Priest is fine. Battle of Bywater is fine. Thalias are not good, and I think that I usually also cut Batterskull here, if I remember right, but I'm just checking my sideboard guide real quick. Oh, I also bring in Rest in Peace, right? So I think it's Bowmasters and yeah, it's Batterskull and then Bowmasters is the 6th card. There we go. I would love to play first. What do we got? Not keeping a 1-land Vial hand. This hand is all 3 drops. At least it has Wasteland in it. It's the only reason I'm even thinking about this. Um, I'm going to try keeping this and putting the battle on the bottom. I'm not confident in this at all, but at least this is good against Saga openers. Rip is just for the welders. I think Surgical is basically Rip, but worse against the welders. Um, okay, that works. Um, yeah, I just don't think you want Surgical. The thing with Painter is that like their combo plan is only as good against you as their ability to also threaten to, or sorry, there's like the combo half of Painter, there's the aggro half of Painter. Each of them is only as good as your opponent's ability to threaten both at the same time. Um, and because of that, I don't like that Surgical kind of just makes you have to commit to caring about one over the other. Never didn't have it. Obviously, they didn't have the other artifacts, but like they could just play a Great Furnace or something. There we go, and then get it into play. And I don't want to give them that option. Brea's Apprentice. What does this do again? You sacrifice an artifact. This is basically sacrifice an artifact, draw a card, more or less. Yeah. Okay. Is it until the end of your next turn? Okay. So me wisping this Thopter is not actually getting anything from them. So I think here I am just going to recruit a Lauren. Best card in the matchup by a lot, and we're just gonna kill an artifact every turn that we can. Okay. Very happy to Lauren a Fable. It's one of my favorite cards to Lauren, actually. Interesting. They needling Wasteland here, maybe? Yep, Needle Wasteland. Yeah, yeah, I want to hit the Fable. The Fable cycling might not be a problem with the Bowmasters in play, but I want to give them the opportunity to like cast a bolt on the Bowmasters then. I also don't like the hitting the needle, it just means they sack it to the Brave's Apprentice and get a card off of it anyway. I think I'm going to double block here. If they have a bolt, I want them to use it now because I want to Wisp the Lauren next turn. And I don't like that this just gives them a free card every turn, basically. So, okay. So what you're saying is that we are definitely dead to Grindstone. I hear ya. Really wanted to draw a land, but at least the land will still be good next turn. I don't think I can afford to activate Lauren here, um, because that I think is a lot worse. I think the possibility of drawing them into killing us is just too risky. Is this the last card? Is a bolt? Okay. All right, let's draw lands for Recruiter Lauren again, and then we can then draw like a Skyclave, and then Skyclave Yorion, and then Yorion, and then win. That's what I want. Another Fable. Okay. All right. Really want to land now. I'm pretty sure I'm happy to take this trade. Yeah. So they did not play a land last turn, so presumably this Thoughtseize is gonna get a real card. Might be like a Fury, potentially. It could be a Red Blast. What is this? It's in a braid. Okay. Oh, that's true. Yeah, they would just loot it away, so never mind. Okay, let's just draw Caracas next turn, please. That is what I would like. They don't loot their one card. I don't love that. Is it a Fury? Yeah, okay. They are definitely giving us the business with these draws. I don't need another 3-drop, please. Um, yeah, I have to play this Lauren. This is 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do I go to 2? think I go to 4 here. Yeah, I'm gonna go to 4. I did not want them to play another creature. I can recruit a Solitude, cast Sash. Cast Sash, pitch the battle to kill the Fury, and then chump twice, I guess. I think this game's over. It was not being able to double spell any of these turns was just way too bad. Battle plus Sash dies on board. No, sorry, I guess I go to 1. This is +2. I think I do this. It's basically the same as all 3 of them attacking, so that doesn't really change much. Stop drawing creatures, no. We only need like a Solitude here. Here's that Caracas I wanted like an eternity ago. Yeah, we're just dead. Ugh. Yeah, those draws were just way too awkward. Way too many 3-drops, and we really needed to get up to 6 mana to double spell. All right, we're finally on the play with a weird hand, but one that I think I'll keep. Has a Swords to not die to a creature. Vile is a pretty broken card. Hey, Sleepy, what's up? How's it going? Long time no see. I was really hoping it would eat a Force of Will. Alas. Bayou, huh? Well, I can certainly live with Bayou Pass. Ooh. Now we get the Thoughtseize too. Got it. Wait, they didn't Veil. They didn't Veil of Summerus. Okay, we're finally playing against Beseech Storm. Okay, what do we take here? Mox Opal's dead until they have another artifact. Really, none of these cards look good. I'm wondering if I just take the Brainstorm. They don't play more than one Tendrils, but they're a Beseech deck, so they're going to have Gaia's Will in their deck, and they're going to be able to flash it back when they need it. I think it's either Brainstorm or Beseech. That's where I'm leading. I guess I should just say it's one of these three cards, but I'm not super interested in Relay right now. I think I want to take the Brainstorm because this hand needs a lot of help. Yeah, I'm taking the Brainstorm. I should have played the second vial, but it's not really going to matter. Okay, so they do get to cycle the Veil after accidentally not casting it. There's a Taiga, which doesn't really help. This might be... Do they relay for 3 here, maybe? Yeah, okay. That could be a good relay. It's hard to say. I did not need a third Aether Vial. That's for sure. I think the Ritual probably makes that really good. So they can fetch something, Petal, Ritual, Beseech, sacking the Opal for Gaia's Will, cast Gaia's Will, Petal, Petal, Ritual, Beseech. Or they could even like Brainstorm and then Tendrils from hands. Yeah, so I think they got us here. There's Beseech, sack the Opal, get Will, cast Will. Storm count is 1, 2, 3, 4. Or sorry, 1, 2, 3. Ritual, Petal, Beseech, Will. Yeah, Petal's 5, Petal's 6, Ritual 7, Mobile is 8, and then they just Tendrils from hand. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that was a pretty good 3. I was like, is that good? Okay, yeah. Actually, it's just perfect. Never mind, we're dead. All right. Well, game ones are hard to win anyway, even though that definitely was a setup that we could have won from if we didn't just draw so many vials. All right, bringing in all of these cards, cutting all of the Swords to Plowshares, all of the Solitudes, getting rid of the Batterskull and the Jite. And then I believe that is it. Yeah, most decks play Song of Creation as a way, as like a payoff through Graveyard Hate. It doesn't really change anything about what I do. Is Surgical enough for turn 1? I'm feeling like probably yes. And I think it's hard to turn down turn 2 card that cannot be beaten, basically. Um, yeah, I'm going to try it. Damn. Is Teeg good in the deck? Yes. I have liked Teeg quite a bit. It solves a lot of problems. Storm is like not what it's here for, but it is nice that it is there. Um, yeah, Teeg's been pretty good. The reason I thought of Teague initially is fourth Aer Lingus and Beans, um, and he definitely works there. Um, there's just a lot of random other decks that. Oh my god! Thoughtseize bug. Let's go. That's why we play 2 copies. 80 cards, by the way, fully spelled out. Oh my god. Let's go. Oh, so the Thoughtseize bug is a joke about how when your opponent Thoughtseizes a card on Moto, they are guaranteed to just draw the card that you Thoughtseized. They have exiled a Gaia's Will, so that's interesting. Are they just gonna like empty from hand here or something? What's going on here? Burning Wish. Oh, relay. Okay. Yeah, they can't cast empty. Duh. Oh, you got it. You got it. Okay. Yeah. It's like you gotta go back. All right. So it's only 5 cards off the relay. What do you got? Ponder. Ritual. Another ritual. Underground Sea. And Burning Wish. Okay. Let's see. What are we supposed to do here? Probably just Lauren the Chrome Mox. I'm definitely attacking for 2 damage. And I think that I am learning the Chrome Mox. Yeah. They exiled the guy as well, so we don't have to worry about that. Our graveyard hate isn't likely to do much. We might just like tag a card. It might just like surgical a random card that we don't want them to draw potentially. I don't know what that would be, but don't shuffle off the ponder, so I don't like that. So they can ritual again. This ritual does not have, oh, they have an LED. Interesting. This ritual does not have threshold, importantly, so I'm just going to definitely just letting it go. If they want to wish for something like a grape shot, okay, I guess that fixes it. So they can wish for grape shot, kill my board if they want to. Then they are on one card left in their hands. Now they're on 0 cards left. I guess I just let this go, I think. I could surgical something, but I'm just not sure what I would surgical. And I think in this spot they kind of have to take the Stone Forge. So I don't think me leaving the surgical in my hand changes that. I think they're almost certainly supposed to take Stone Forge, so. And I feel like I'm in an okay spot. The Sash is going to start eating their graveyard. They, again, already used their guy as well, so we don't have to worry about them drawing... like, Beseech doesn't just, like, win on the spot. Yeah, you got it. Katie just sent me this funny bit. Hold up. This is the arena text for Thoughtseize. Very good bit. All right, we got grape shotted. They're at no cards. Another surgical, huh? I could take like all their rituals, but I don't think that's right. I'm trying to figure out like what am I really afraid of now, other than I guess probably Song of Creation. If they have it, the surgicals don't really change anything about that though. I'm thinking about maybe draw step surgicaling ponder potentially. That might actually be worse than just taking like rituals. I'm not sure. I just want to get something out of these surgicals, so I'm gonna cast one in the draw step. I just don't know what it's targeting. Maybe I hit relay just because it's like a business spell, and that's mostly what I care about, and that's why this decision is hard, is that they don't have any business spells in their yard. But this will at least give me some info about what I'm supposed to go after next. They hit... Okay, they have no more... There's the Song of Creation. They have Abrupt Decays. Yeah, so I guess I'm just dodging Decay and Beseiju at least for a bit. Um, and I think I'm mostly... Yeah, I guess I'm basically just dodging, like, removal, the Beseeches, and the Song of Creation. Nothing else really does anything on its own, so yeah, we're good. I don't care about them having the pedal in their hand at all. Nice. Let's go. Annoyingly, it will not actually be that good. Because I guess it could be. It depends. So this is for... Yeah, the graveyard. Yeah, their graveyard doesn't matter. And I'm not taking the pedal out of the yard. Whoops, that's not the right mana. This is 5, so if I draw a white source, then this could be lethal next turn, so this is important. I guess it specifically has to be a fetch lands, because I need to... I only have 3 more permanents in the yard. They don't shuffle with the Ponder. Mm-hmm. Is this a Beseech? It's totally a Beseech. I let the Beseech resolve, and then I Mind Break Trap the card they get with it. I wonder what they're thinking of doing right here. The Song of Creation obviously isn't great because they don't have any cards in hand. They can only Beseech into Beseech one more time. Okay, yeah, there's the Song of Creation. Get out of here. And they have conceded. Alright, cool. Yeah, resubmit. Hey Jared, how's it going? Alright, time to get turn 1s. Unless... Yeah, this hand gets turn 1s. This hand gets turn 2 too, so this is bad. This hand is bad for similar reasons. I don't want just one surge. I guess if this had a second land so that I knew I would casting this Thalia on my turn 2, I would maybe be more into it, but I think I just need... I have more better things that can be cast on turn 1, and I don't like that this doesn't even have a guaranteed turn 2 card. I'm going to go to 5. I'm going to gonna go to 4. Yeah, I guess. Okay, that kind of fell apart. Um, even just the Thoughtseize, I just wanted something. It's thankfully sort of awkward mana for them. Definitely just bow mastering them now. Three land drops, nothing is good news for me. It's hard to, like, their hand must be really clunky, but it's hard to know what it means they're looking for. Interesting. Knowing how many basic planes I've drawn to, just wanted them to be wastes or fetches so that I didn't have to choose between being able to cast this Bowmaster and being able to cast a D&Teeg if I draw it. It's nice that they've played both Besages. Oh yeah, they can't cast Song for this mana because they need blue and red. Yeah. They just discarded a card. Got it. I think you're right. They have a Song that they can't cast. That just makes too much sense. Well, I am putting all the pressure on you. Mm-hmm. Well, Not too worried about a grape shot you can't cast right now. I know they don't have decay because mom just was summoning sick. If they had a decay, they had to use it then. Is this just making a bunch of storm for grape shot? Is that what's going on here? Or is this a beseech? Beseeching, sacrificing the opal? Okay. Yep, there's the song that was in their yard. So we are probably just dead here. Yeah, we're definitely dead. Yeah, bummer. That was a rough mold of 4, and I think everything I think except for our 5 would have done would have probably crushed them, unfortunately. But that's how it goes. All right, time to wrap it up. Required record. I believe there are going to be some X2s that make it in, generally speaking. Um, Draws are going to throw that math, out the window a bit, but expect to have to do X2 or better. This hand is bad. Can't cast its spells. Okay, this hand also can't cast its spells. Opponent at least has also already mulled to 6. Alright, this works. Put back Wisp. Savannah? No, it's probably Wisp Skyclave. Just have all the mana. Keeping Stoneforge over Bowmasters. Yeah, that would have put more pressure on them for sure. This was a mistake. Sort of made myself playing the Vista first makes me have to think about maybe getting a swamp so I can cast black spells. But I don't actually have them in my hand, so who knows if it's going to pay off or if I'm just going to get like double wasted. What does the basic mountain mean, I guess, is the other question. Basic mountain pass is a little odd. It could be painter again. It's unlikely to be like a burn. not likely to be Moon Stompy, although it is possible. Although, I guess the possibility of Moon Stomper is probably a good enough reason to just get a plains and stop thinking about it. Oh, got it. Okay, they only make 4 mana. I can hopefully live with that. Casting a red spell. Chief. Okay, I was wondering if it was going to be a War Chief, maybe. Alright, I take 5. I do not want Cauldra, but thank you. Yeah, Initiative has like 1 basic mountain in their whole deck. I think that's not a likely read. Despite being an all-creature deck, Thalia is pretty good here, just as a blocker. I'm going to have to get rid of that Chieftain to make sure that it stays the case, but... Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my favorite part about Muxa Stomp, or like Sticker Goblins, honestly, is that first strike matters finally. It doesn't matter enough in Legacy, if you ask me. At least not lately. Okay. That can be scary, for sure. I think my opponent has not played Magic Online much. I at least get to block the 2/2 here. That's a really good one. The Battle Cry Goblin represents more potential damage, but I don't think that matters more than the fact that Chieftain makes it so that our blocks are bad with Thalia. So I think we just have to do this and then get through this turn, and the Stoneforge should probably seal it up. Yikes. Okay, they don't activate Battle Cry, so That works for me. I guess maybe they'll. Oh, they activate it now to maximize damage, if they are smart. Certainly, they'd be smarter than me. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I haven't done the math. I think I am gonna exactly live by one right on the dot. Yeah. No, I'll have 2 life. Because I block Rabble Master, Battle Cry, take 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, duh. Yeah. Okay. Right. They're at 0 cards. Duh. That was dumb. The tokens have different art because it uses the art that was printed with the card, generally speaking. Um, it's not just like every goblin, everything that makes a goblin token uses the exact same token. It's weird like that. All right, so I should be at 3, not 2. Hopefully this batter skull makes it so that none of that matters, but that was definitely a dumb miss. Yeah, just passing. Look, Toast, I know. It was a mistake. It's been a long Sunday, man. I'm doing my best. My opponent's also playing very slow, and that takes me out of it a lot of the time. It costs red. That's all. Okay. Oh, that's what they were trying to do. And then they accidentally played it. I'm sorry, friend. So they would have been able to smash for 2, which doesn't really, which would I don't think would have done much. They get to kill the Thalia, but we still put in the um Battle Skull, block the illusion, and then everything's good from there. Yeah. I think Luno's behind a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. Oh, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, batter skull's in play. I'm gonna keep this on 3. Don't say that. They won't top deck Muxus because that would be really mean and stinky of them. Uh, I'm sincerely thinking about whether I even want to take the 1 damage from this fetch to Stoneforge for a Jite. Um, I feel like I only need it to win if they like top deck a Muxus. But the problem with that is how likely is the extra damage to matter if they like make a big Muxus board and hit us? I feel like we're probably dead regardless of how much life we lose. Yeah, I'm gonna cast it. Get a GT and pass. Matron? Mmm. So I cannot fetch anymore. um, okay, I guess we just have to go let them go to combat. I don't think we're dead. So if we do, so we can take 2. They have to fling now, but they can't fling the, yeah, they can't, this can't sack itself. So the only thing they can do, the worst thing they can do here is throw the sticker goblin at the batter skull. Um, although this is maybe the better way is to do this. This guarantees that the Bombardier's dies. First strike means we die. Oh, you're going to get right. Yeah, got it. Yep. That's why we didn't do that. I thought of that earlier and then was like, wait, and then yeah, almost baited myself. Yeah, okay, this is right. Yeah, okay. So now we go to 4. Oh, right. I needed to... Yeah, I'm just messing up turn after turn here. Because I needed to activate that Stone Forge while I still had it in play. There's too much going on. It's been a long day, guys. Yeah. Alright, well. I did my best. It was not my best. I played that horribly, but... I think this is about all we bring in. And Lauren's like only a maybe. But I think we mostly want to cut like this. I think is usually. I should actually. Right, I have a sideboard guide. I've literally thought about this before. I like to think about it still in the moment to make sure that like my intuition still matches with the things that I've talked about before, but I should actually double check this. Let's see. Cauldra, Swarm, Sash, 2 Wisps. Oh, that actually makes sense. So the board is a little bit different because I have a Scarab Swarm. But this is basically what my boarding says right now, is cut these cards, add these cards. Mindbreak Trap is not... I'm not sure that this is really supposed to be here. This is just currently what it says. I'm kind of leaning towards not boarding in the traps and just doing this. Just because Muxus plays so differently now. It is specifically good against like Chrome Mox into Sticker Goblin into other stuff, but anytime they don't do that, it's just kind of dead, and the games do kind of go weirdly long sometimes. So I think I am going with this. No, it was not just because of that. I was just looking at my guide as it was, and I might have to rethink what I have there. Well, if I had a black source for this Thoughtseize, then I would certain... I guess not certainly keep this. I would probably keep it, but mulliganing is... Oh my god. So many one-landers today. I think I will keep this. I don't like it, but it has a lot of removal, and that's mostly what you need. And I can just bottom the Lauren because it's the lowest impact card by far, and just hope that I start drawing lands. Opponent's thinking real hard about their mulligan. Uh-oh. Can anybody hear me? OBS is saying that things are going poorly, but nobody said F in chat yet, so I'm not sure what's going on. Does that mean it's a Twitch thing? All clear? Okay, I'll ignore OBS then, thank you. Okay. Alright, we're drawing lands. That's what we needed. What is this? Rabble Master. Get out of here. Well, it's not really a third land, but it's close enough. Yeah, I think it was like a game day promo or something for Rabble Master. I don't remember for sure. Buy a box promo. There we go. Might as well be a game day promo. Another Rabble Master. Yeah, this hand just isn't close to dealing with one, so I just have to Solitude this too. Alright. Oh. They do not attack. I feel like that was probably a misclick. Okay, there we go. Gonna cast this Recruiter. Probably get a Stoneforge. It's either Stoneforge or it could be Containment Priest. But I think the problem with Containment Priest is if they have a Muxus, they're casting it next turn. They have all the mana face up. So I think I need the Stoneforge to keep up with their to keep up with what's going on over there. They'll probably have to hit below average on the Muxus for it to work, but although I guess notably, if they had a Muxus in hand, they also already could have cast it and chose not to, so maybe we're fine. Yeah, and then, like Lunal says, if we draw land, we get a Vial and Stoneforge, get a GT, put it on Recruiter attack, and those two GT counters are going to be critical. Certainly happy to see them spend a mana on that. Uh, we just have to let this resolve, right? Like, again, if Muxus was their payoff, they already would have cast it. I think they're just playing this as a 2-2 because they need to keep up with the Stoneforge I'm about to put into play. I don't think we can afford to Solitude it. Yeah. Unless this is some, like, real weird... Okay, Fury, that's what they have. I don't know why they went through all of that trouble. I feel like they should have just cast the Goblin, the Sticker Goblin first, but... Okay. That's sort of what I'm thinking about, Toast. I think we're taking the first hit from the Fury. And yeah, I think Recruit for Containment Priest lets us not immediately die. Although that is a fair point. I don't if we don't get to Vial and the Stoneforge, we're not really beating the board. I just was landing on what Luinol's saying. I think we do want to just have double Solitude next turn. And we have exactly one Wisp in the deck, so there we go. Did they win? Yeah, they all got exiled. That's what it was. So what's the... Other than Muxus, I guess, what's the worst that can happen? Battlecry Goblin would be pretty scary. It's probably going to force us to chump something. No, there's top deck Muxus. Okay, we're dead. Hit bad, hit bad. They hit 5 creatures. Okay. Sure. Sure. They get it. I still pretty much agree with, like, even if we have the Containment Priest there, we don't really beat what they have going on anyway. So, well, I definitely played that game 1 extremely poorly and deserved to lose. And then, sometimes your opponent just top decks a Muxus on the turn you're the weakest to it, and then you explode. You literally you combust in real life, and that's just how it goes sometimes. And then what were the others? The other losses were Painter, where we had a not great... What was it? It was game 1. We had a hand that was kind of awkward, couldn't really keep up with what they were doing, and we just got fabled to death. And then in game 2, it was we were on 5 lands and mono 3 drops and never got to double spell, and then died to that. And then we played against Storm, and Storm's just kind of a crapshoot anyway. So hasn't been popular. I acknowledge I'm weak to it, although I think having having Thoughtseize in your deck certainly helps. And I think we could have won that game one if we just didn't draw nothing and then more nothing and then just die to their draw stops. So a shaky way to send off the last stream before I play this in the biggest event of the year, but leagues happen. That's all right. So yes, this is the last stream before Eternal Weekend. I will not be streaming on Thursday. I will not be streaming on Sunday. Next Thursday is, I guess, as in like in 11 days from now. I will probably do some kind of recap stream of how the tournament went for me. I hope certainly that I'm reporting back that I top 8'd and I flashed my cool little Dragon's Rage channeler in front of the camera, but at the very least I'll tell you how the tournament went. I won't necessarily have a lot of details. Certainly don't have replays for paper tournaments or anything like that, but I'll at least go over it a bit. And then with Eternal Weekend gone, we'll get to have a little bit more fun, play some decks that are maybe not as good. Just to have a bit more fun with the stream for a bit. But until then, I'm not bringing a GoPro. I'm not recording all the matches. I guess if I'm on camera, certainly I'll bring the VODs up for that. That would be cool. One thing I've been thinking of, Katie talked to me about this a little bit, is just like, I don't know if the blue splash is good, but could have to just try it out. Just put some Lavinias in our sideboard and some Hydroblasts and see if it does anything. Splash all the, yeah, there you go. Splash all the colors. Just have like 2 scrublands, one of each other dual. Splash like 1 Haymaker card in the sideboard for all of them. Yeah. Things like that. We'll have some fun with it. But until then, you were against this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for accusing you of being into this. It's not gonna be good. But I might play it for fun. We'll see. So yes, that is it. I am going to sign off. If you are playing Death and Taxes at Eternal Weekend, you should type !guide into that Twitch chat box right now and get a link to my guide for the deck. I have 4 lists, 4 sideboard guides, a bunch of matchup analyses, just quick little snippets. The blue-black scam matchup primer. I put a poll out. Scam won by a lot. That'll be going out this week. And I think that's everything I got. There's a lot happening. A lot of good things happening. But yeah, if you play this deck competitively, I think you'll find my Patreon to be a pretty good investment. Let me put it that way. And I think that is it. I'm going to sign off. Let me actually quickly look for someone to raid. Let's see what we got. Who's around? Who's around? Anyone playing Legacy? Looks like no on Legacy. There's some Vintage Cube happening that I think I'll send. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Like I said, won't be streaming for a little bit, but I'll catch you all in about 11 days, and we'll go over how I did at that old Eternal Weekend. If you're there, say hi. If you aren't, I'm sorry. It's going to be a fun event. Until then, hope you all have a good night and a good week.